Not gonna lie, Ellie calls ear wax ear whack. That's W-H-A-C-K. And I'm never going to correct it. Ever. Let's get this podcast started. Welcome back to Not Gonna Lie, a Wave original brought to you by Uber Eats. Shop back to school. I did. Look at all my things that I got. I'm your host, Kylie Kelce. If a cup isn't dishwasher safe, get the fuck out of my house. Apparently, my moon sign is Sagittarius. What does that mean? And I can rattle off animal facts off the top of my head. We were just in a business meeting the other day for the podcast, and I had to explain to everyone the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. And I'd do it again. Coming up on today's episode, I'm going to get honest about a topic I get more intrigued by each time we add another muffin to our family. It's birth order theory. I really feel like Wyatt is a firstborn through and through. But we'll find out if that's the truth. Plus, in Ask Me Some Things, I'm going to answer your most burning questions about important matters like pumpkin spice and Jason's beard. After that, I'm going to be joined by the multi-platinum Grammy-nominated trio who are also honorary Philadelphians in my book, my friends Esty, Danielle, and Alana Heim. But before we get to that, I'm going to return to my PA announcer roots with today's NGL announcements. First NGL announcement, next week we're officially doing a back to school / NFL kickoff spectacular. Woo! And then I punched the mic. It's gonna be my second, my body doesn't even want to say it. And it's gonna be my second ever solo episode. Queen Emma did that. This episode comes out the day of Eagles-Cowboys kickoff, so get your wooden spoons ready. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm not going to be out here needing one because I'm going to be dip, dodge, ducking all these jinxes. It won't be me, guys. It will not be me. I'm going to knock on my head just to make sure that I cover that one. Just to be clear, I can always also... It's still in the drawer. Okay. Moving on to some mentions from the real ones. I got tagged at least 100 times in the comments of Jason's new golf video, which had guest appearances from our tiny humans. Most of you just wanted to remind me yet again that Ellie looks like her uncle. At Kylie Kelce, I'm so sorry, but Ellie does look just like Travis. Someone else said even Ellie's expressions are just like Travis. Someone else said Ellie fully stole Travis's entire face. Someone else said, wow, exactly the same. No more, no less. And they put a screenshot of Ellie's face next to Travis's school photo. Here's the deal. The Kelces, they're a beautiful bunch, okay? I'm not talking about my Kelces. I'm talking about the Kelces I married into. They're a beautiful bunch of human beings, okay? We all have eyeballs. Thank you. I don't know. I feel like a lot of moms can relate to me when I say this. I just want one child that looks like me, because I don't know. I grew them. It could be like a slight dedication to like, there's mom. There she is. Shout out to her, But on that same note, some of you have started to change your tune on Wyatt. So maybe I am getting one. We have Wyatt is morphing into Kylie's twin. Someone else said Wyatt's looking more and more like Kylie. They're all adorable. I agree with you. They are adorable, but they're mine, so I'm biased. The last time we talked about the girls' lookalikes was in the first ever episode of NGL. It's been 9 months, and I think that Wyatt still looks exactly like Jason. I think that Jason has ended up making a beautiful little girl, but when they sit next to each other and they're both watching something or listening to someone talk and their faces are making the exact same expression directly next to each other, you can't deny it. Also, her baby pictures look so much like Jason's baby pictures. It's actually mind-boggling. And I don't think I'll ever get that image out of my head. Like when you look at your 5-year-old child and you still see them at like 6 months and their round little face and they're like all happy and everything. She's really got to stop growing up. This shit's fucked up. I will say I've gotten minimal but encouraging feedback that Finn may look like me. So jury's still out, but I'll take it. Chat, it's not feeling more natural yet. Chat, moving on. The real one sent in so many good questions for Ask Me Some Things. I couldn't wait for the solo episode to answer them, so I'll answer 2 right now. Just 2. That's it, 2. First up, it's just the perfect time of year to answer this one. From Sam Wags 88. Are you a pumpkin fan? So what's your favorite pumpkin flavored food, drink, item for fall? I can confirm I am a basic bitch. I will say that. I can confirm that, guys. I wear athleisure almost every day of my life. I don't find cool, obscure things. I am not a trendsetter, and I'm okay with that. All of these things, I'm cool with. But I don't lean into the pumpkin spice. It's okay. I am not the person that has a countdown in their phone until the day that it's released from coffee stores and is first in line to get themselves some pumpkin spice. Because, first of all, butter pecan until I die. Okay? I literally Uber Eats this. Butter pecan. Right there. Okay? I don't love that you can't get it any other time of year. That's weird. Why can't we just, like, if you like pumpkin spice, why can't you just have pumpkin spice all year round? I will tell you, I love a pumpkin cookie with some icing on it. Queen Emma put in the rundown, when do you put up Halloween decorations? My favorite part of this question is the fact that Queen Emma is assuming that I put up Halloween decorations. We have a couple things in the garage that we have put up, let's say, every other year for the last, let's say, 8 or 9 years. So they come out sometimes and I put them up, let's say, a week before Halloween. And a couple times I've left them up until, let's say, mid-November, maybe the end of November. Ooh, this is probably, let me circle back, because I will go in on some pumpkin pie. I would like to put that out there. I love a pumpkin pie, but I want an actual pumpkin pie. I don't want pumpkin pie flavored shit. I want pumpkin pie. And specifically, I want it the morning after Thanksgiving with my coffee while everyone else is still sleeping. Everybody knows morning pie, morning cake, that tastes the best. Everybody knows that. This next question I've been asked so many times, I'm just going to address it. Why did Jason dye his beard and hair? Just to be clear, my husband already answered this. What I will say is that I think he looks fine as hell with his dyed hair, but I am very excited for the Silver Fox to return because I think he just looks like a distinguished, fine-ass gentleman. So there's that. And that does it for Ask Me Something. Stay tuned for next week. I'm going to answer a lot more. Oh, no. Chat. Next up, let's get to this week's edition of Can I Be Honest? Brought to you by Perplexity. As you'll hear soon in my conversation with the Heim sisters, we talk a little bit about birth order theory. So I figured I'd dive a little deeper to see how true it is for each of our tiny humans. Now, for anyone unfamiliar with this topic, Queen Emma, can you please pull up Perplexity and ask it to explain birth order theory? Okay, birth order theory proposes that the order in which a person is born within their family, such as being the oldest, middle, youngest, or an only child, shapes their personality, behavior, and even life outcomes due to differences in parenting and family dynamics. First of all, that's true. I know that we are parenting Benny differently than we parented Wyatt, because Wyatt had my undivided attention till she was 18 months old. So I posted a while ago a TikTok of the girls decorating cookies, and I asked if it was a good representation of birth order traits because Wyatt was going individual sprinkle onto her iced cookie. And Ellie took both cups of sprinkles that were available to her for decorating, dumped them onto her cookie, patted them in, and then licked the extra sprinkles off of her hand. And as a second child, yes, So beyond how it applies to cookie decorating, let's see how else it fits my children. Starting with Wyatt, core firstborn traits are listed as leadership and achievement. We got responsibility, conscientiousness, rule-abiding and conventional, perfectionism. I'd say all of those apply. I would. The rule-abiding and conventional, really, the rule-abiding is funny to me because she herself wants to abide by the rules, but she will try to talk her sisters into doing shit that she would like to do, which is funny to me. I kind of respect the hustle. You want to see how it ends up? So you talk your sister into it because you know it's a bad idea. Now, middle children, aka Ellie, and against every fiber of her being, Benny. We've got adaptable and flexible. Yes. Independent. Yes. Diplomatic and peacemaking. Oh my God, Ellie. Social and loyal. Yes. Compromising and empathetic. Yes. That's outstanding. Specifically, the independence, Ellie and Benny recently have been going and doing things by themselves. Like I just asked Wyatt to close a door and Benny went and did it anyway because Wyatt was like, someone has to come with me. Just last night, Wyatt woke up and was like, why do we have to sleep by ourselves? And I was like, girl, you literally share a room with your sister. Ellie has also been trying to do the peacekeeping thing recently, where if Benny gets really, really upset because mom and dad have said no, which really ruins Benny's day. I will tell you, us saying no is just the fucking end. It's the end of the world. But Ellie has been trying to make it better. So for instance, Benny has been told, no, you may not have a sixth piece of chocolate today. And Ellie will be like, I'll go get your passy, Benny. And I'm like, no, Benny's not allowed to have her passy downstairs. And Benny then gets even more pissed off because I've now said no to the sixth piece of chocolate and her passy. But Ellie was really trying to make her better, which is so sweet. And then we have the youngest child. And since Finn is only 5 months, we're going to have to come back to this one for her. But I'm guessing Benny is going to fit this to a T. So let's see what's going on here. Here we go. According to birth order, the youngest child is charming and humorous. Benny. Holy shit, Benny. Attention seeking. Could go either way on Benny. Creative and resilient. Definitely resilient. Less rule-oriented. Oh my God, yes. Wow. It says under influencing factors, parental attitudes. I literally had to have like a pep talk with myself and kind of Jason, but mostly with myself the other day of like, hey, she's gonna turn into a butt if you don't start cracking down. And that's just because she's cute. And then you have this moment of you look at your 5 and your 4-year-old and you think to yourself, they're not always going to be that little. And then you start to be like, maybe I can give her what she wants. And then you end up with a kid who has a full fucking breakdown because you said no to the 6th piece of chocolate. You get it. Charming and humorous. Benny is charming as can be. When people come in our house, I literally say to them, watch out for that one. Because she will manipulate the absolute crap out of you. She does it to Jason. She does it to my dad. She does it to literally anyone who will look in her direction. If you are in our house for more than, let's say, 10 minutes, she is going to try and work you over for something. And I guarantee you, you're not even going to know what happened. And that is honestly impressive. I got to give her props. That does it for Can I Be Honest? Haim is coming up right after this message from me about Uber Eats. Hey, real ones, me again. I'd like to take this time to talk back to school. And can I be honest? It's tough for any busy parent to find time to go hunting for school supplies, including me. And now with field hockey in the mix and football season almost back, it's definitely our busiest time of year, which is why I did some back to school shopping right on Uber Eats. You can shop for everything on your school supply list up to 40% off. Colored pencils, they've got those. Notebooks, yep, in pretty much any color. I actually got some unicorns for Wyatt because naturally it's her favorite. But it's not just classic school supplies. They've got deals on electronics too, like calculators, headphones, and even tablets. Oh, and you can save on lunch supplies too, because everybody knows that feels like the most daunting task of your kids starting a full day. I have to pack a lunch.
Kylie Kelce didn't hold back her thoughts when reacting to fans' claims that her 4 daughters look more like her husband, Jason Kelce, and brother-in-law Travis Kelce than her. Most of you just wanted to remind me yet again that Ellie looks like her uncle, Kylie, 33, said during the Thursday, August 28 episode of her Not Gonna Lie podcast, referring to Travis, 35. She then read comments including, "I'm so sorry that Ellie does look just like Travis," and "Ellie fully stole Travis's entire face." Kylie, who shares daughters Wyatt, 5, Elliot, 4, Bennett, 2, and Finn, 4 months, with Jason, 37, reacted to the claims after her husband shared a golf video that featured several of their girls. The clips led to a resurgence in comments about how much the girls resemble the men in their family. While reacting to the comparisons, Kylie said, "The Kelces, they're a beautiful bunch. They're a beautiful bunch of human beings. Okay? We all have eyeballs." Despite knowing that her children are beautiful just as they are, Kylie admitted she has mixed feelings about the situation. "I feel like a lot of moms can relate to me when I say this. I just want one child that looks like me because, I don't know," she said. "I grew them. It could be like a slight dedication to there's mom. There she is. Shout out to her. You know?" The mother of 4 then pointed out that there's still hope that Wyatt will grow up to look like her. "Some of you have started to change your tune on Wyatt. So maybe I am getting one," she said. "They are adorable, but they're mine, so I'm biased." While some fans think Wyatt might look more like Kylie, she admitted to seeing similarities between her husband and eldest daughter. "I think that Wyatt still looks exactly like Jason. I think that Jason has ended up making a beautiful little girl," she said. "When they sit next to each other and they're both watching something or listening to someone talk and their faces are making the exact same expression directly next to each other, you can't deny it. Also, her baby pictures look so much like Jason's baby pictures. It's actually mind-boggling. And I don't think I'll ever get that image out of my head." Meanwhile, Kylie said there's still hope that Finn will grow up to look like her. "I will say I've gotten minimal but encouraging feedback that Finn may look like me," the podcast host said. "So jury's still out, but I'll take it." Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are planning their future together, which will likely include welcoming children. "They absolutely want a family," a source told We, adding, "Their dream is to have kids." The pop superstar and the famed football player announced their engagement earlier this week with a joint Instagram post captioned, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." The photos depict the couple embracing in a dreamy garden, Kelce down on one knee, and a close-up of Swift's gorgeous engagement ring. As for when the couple will expand their family, We's source said they might not wait too long. The source also suggested that Swift is at a place professionally when having children makes sense. "She's in a great space in her career and with her success, and she can take some time away," they shared. The couple began dating in 2023 after Kelce mentioned his interest in Swift on his New Heights podcast. Swift recently made an appearance on New Heights and joked, "I owe a lot to this podcast. This podcast got me a boyfriend ever since Travis decided to use it as his personal dating app about 2 years ago." Although wedding plans have not yet been announced, the couple has been spotted house hunting together. Sources say that Swift and Kelce might be eyeing a sprawling $18 million mansion in Hunting Valley, Ohio. It seems like a strong possibility that the Fortnite singer and the NFL star would want to settle down in Ohio, as it is Kelce's home state. Plus, the Hunting Valley home boasts its own recording studio, which could be a major selling point for Swift. Swift has been asked during various points in her impressive career whether or not she'd consider having children. In 2014, Swift told InStyle that she was reluctant to bring children into her hectic life in the spotlight. "I don't know if I'll have kids," she said. "It's impossible not to picture certain scenarios and how you would try to convince them that they have a normal life when, inevitably, there will be strange men pointing giant cameras at them from the time they are babies." In 2019, Swift brushed off the question from a German publication ahead of her 30th birthday. I really do not think men are asked that question when they turn 30, she said, according to People. So I'm not going to answer that now. Former Bearcat Travis Kelce says he plans to be at the Cincinnati Bearcats' 2025 season opener against the Nebraska Cornhuskers at Arrowhead Stadium Thursday. The Bearcats and Cornhuskers will meet in Kansas City at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, August 28. The game between Cincinnati and Nebraska was originally scheduled for 2020 as part of a home-and-home series but was impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2023, the game was moved to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, before last December's announcement officially moved the game to Arrowhead Stadium. The Bearcats will serve as the designated home team for the game. It's the second meeting between the two schools. The game will be played at the longtime home stadium of a Bearcats great, tight end Travis Kelce, who has won 3 Super Bowls with the Chiefs and is a 10-time Pro Bowler. Kelce said he plans to be at the game. When asked on a podcast interview, Kelce responded, 100%, it's right there. It'll be his first public outing since announcing his engagement to pop star Taylor Swift. Many are now speculating the chances Swift joins him at the game in Kansas City. It would be the duo's first appearance as an engaged couple. Many have said with security measures already in place at Arrowhead for Swift's appearance at NFL games during the season, there's a better chance she makes an appearance versus if the game were at a different venue. The news of the couple's engagement sent social media into a frenzy, with many reacting to the announcement. The news was celebrated by not only fans of Swift, Kelce, and the Chiefs, but organizations such as the NFL itself, which has played into the couple's relationship over the past 2 years. Kelce's alma mater, the University of Cincinnati, also took to social media to celebrate the couple. In a post on X featuring 2 pictures, UC doctored one of them to represent the duo's current relationship status. The initial picture reads, Taylor Swift dates Bearcats. It was promptly changed to Taylor Swift marries Bearcats. He's gonna need a new sign, UC said, with an emoji of a diamond ring. News of the couple's engagement comes just under 3 weeks after her appearance on Kelce's New Heights podcast, which he hosts with his brother, Jason, who also played at UC. In that episode, Swift announced her newest album, The Life of a Showgirl. There are 20 million stories about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's engagement and wedding plans, and half of those stories are coming from Travis's father, Ed Kelce, who must be spamming Tree Payne's emails marked urgent. Ed Kelce gave yet another interview, this time to an Australian radio station. My God. He's just picking up the phone and spilling his guts to anyone, isn't he? Travis Kelce kept things traditional when it came to his proposal to fiancée Taylor Swift. In an interview with Australian radio's The Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma, Travis' dad Ed Kelce revealed that his son asked Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, for his blessing to marry his daughter a month ago. I was talking to Scott Swift and Travis went to ask him for permission, and this was probably a month ago, and Scott said, well come on, when are you going to get this done? Ed, 73 recalled. Ed said, like Scott, he'd been pressing Travis, 35, to propose to Taylor, also 35, and is happy his son finally popped the question. He didn't come to me for advice so much as I went to him to tell him, to get this done, the proud father recalled. Travis had these plans to do it the next weekend before flying out to Brazil, for a Kansas City Chiefs game against the Los Angeles Chargers on September 5. He was going to make a big production out of it someplace, wanted to make it a bit special, Ed continued. I told him the same thing Scott told him, asking her is what's going to make it special. It's not where you do it. You know what I mean. You could do it on the side of the road. Scott adds, just get it done. Don't worry about any special date. Just, you're ready, you got the ring, go do it. Travis ended up listening to the advice of his dad and future father-in-law and proposed to Taylor in his garden, Ed shared, after revealing in an earlier interview with News 5's John Kozik that Travis had popped the question at home 2 weeks ago. They were going out to dinner and she was ready to go and he said, let's go out in the garden on the patio and have a glass of wine before we go, he recalled on the Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma.